Hi everybody, it's Kim Wilson here. Today I wanted to show you a few tips for using the little mini machine. So this is our mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, and the little guy is one of the options during celebration. The blue machine is special just for celebration, and I had a few Valentine's projects I wanted to finish up and try. So have been looking around for some of my other stamp sets that I had on hand that and dies there have hearts in them, and one of them is this set of dies called the brush shapes dies, and I thought those would be perfect to use in the mini machine. There are all sorts of little squiggles and circles and dots with fun little cutout pieces. So there's a large heart and two small hearts. So I have a card in progress with I put my block on top. I showed you that tip last time. If I'm in the middle of a project and I don't want to glue it down yet, want to kind of play with it, just put my large block on it, and then I can move it around and wait till I'm ready to put that all together. So let's open up the machine, and I have some really major tips for you. The machine is so lightweight compared to the big machine, and it's perfect for carrying around to events. I took it to a crop on Saturday and I used it for the whole day, and once I learned a few little tips, I was really sold on it and just had a great time using it. So my first tip is that if it seems like the sandwich is too tight going through, you never ever want to force any machine if it feels like it's too tight. Then instead of doing plate number 1 and the 2 cutting plates like the instructions say, just substitute plate number 3, which is for embossing folders, but it happens to be just a 1/16 of an inch smaller, so it's perfect to give just a little less pressure so that the sandwich will go through a lot easier if you happen to have a machine that is running a little tight. Now maybe as my machine ages, I'll be able to go back to number 1, but for right now, the 2 cutting plates plus number 3 as the base is perfect for dies. And the other major tip that I just learned this week is when you're putting your sandwich together, to make it into an E. If you notice, the edges are a little beveled on the plates, so if you there's not a lot of space in here to grab onto it, so you want to give it all the chance you can for it to grab, and by making an E with the top and the bottom plate a little bit opposed to the other one. So, oh, there it is. It looks like an E. I guess like that it would be a W. But anyhow, so the middle plate's in a little bit more. It just gives a little bit more give right at the first when it's going through, so it can catch and start going in. So let's get those bottom 2 plates in there, just ajar. And then I'm going to I had a whole bunch of Flirty Flamingo scraps here, and I thought, oh, why don't I make a background of all those hearts with that cute die set. So we'll put those in there like that, and then add the top plate. So I've got my little E configuration there, and then we'll send it through. So the other tip is standing up works the best, so you can press down harder, and look at how easily that's going through. Now, I had a little trouble on Saturday. Some of my plates were getting bent, and I found that if I put my fingers in and kind of pressed down right there as it went in, that really helped to get going as well. Right now they seem to have straightened up a little bit and they're behaving themselves, but those are all some great little tips that'll help you use your machine. And then, of course, we've got our take your pick tool to pick out all those extra little bits. Sometimes it helps just to drop it on the table like that to send it out, and then you can pick out the little bits with your take your pick tool. And we also have an attachment that goes on this end that's a brush, so that's handy as well. So now I've got my 3 little hearts there, and I can add them back to my card as a background. I think that'll be cool. And if you are interested in getting the little mini machine, especially a great deal during celebration, there's my website, kwstamps.stampinup.net, and there's a join button there. So I'm just going to close that machine up and put it away. Give it a little cuddle first, a little hug, because I'm liking it a lot now. Oh, a little commercial first. Sunshine and Smiles Paper Pumpkin Kit. Today is the last day to get that kit. And I also got a little peek. As a demonstrator, I get sneak peeks of just about everything. And the next kit after this one is going to be the 10-year anniversary kit. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a special surprise in the kit as well. So a 3-month subscription would be perfect to get this one and the next one, and then the one after that, and get a celebration freebie as well. But that needs to be done today. So moving on, I can easily push my my unfinished card aside and have it just how I want it, and pull in a few other things. These are the things I'm going to use to finish off that card. I saw this stamp set being used by Stampin' Up! On their corporate page, and I said, oh, I've got that stamp set, and I have never used it. So it is called Full of Love. And look, there's another little heart right there in the envelope. And of course, it was Send a Card to a Friend week, or day, this week. And I sent out a whole bunch of cards, so now I need to make a few more. What fun. So both of these large images I thought would be great for either Valentine's or just sending sending a card, because there's hello there, sending love your way, always grateful for you. So I was going to color with blends, and I fussy cut out this one just to see how it would look, and it wasn't that difficult. I've shown you how to do this before. I'm a not so fussy cutter. I don't get real intricate around every little flower. You can see that I just do curves around the little bunches, and then do a little straighter around the leaves, and another curve, a curve, and just go around like that. And that I think is going to go nicely on top of my my heart background here. At least that's the plan so far. I also stamped out a couple of the hello there's and the larger envelope, but that's going to cover up the hearts, so those will be good on a different background, maybe a embossing folder background. And I'm going to show you how to do embossing folders in the mini machine some other time. You know, I always have lots of strips left over, so I stamped that longer sentiment on my strips so I can make some banners to go across. And I've got my stamped images, and I'm going to color with blends, and I'm not going to color the whole image here, but just I wanted to give you a few tips. I like the lighter colors for my blends. I think they show better, and they're easier to shade with. So I've got I think Balmy Blue, Flirty Flamingo, of course, to match my paper, and Mint Macaron for my leaves. And I usually just lay down some of the lighter color, and then add some shading lines with the darker color. And then if I feel like it needs some blending, I will come back in with a lighter color and do some blending. But I wanted to show you on this one what I like to do to make an image look a little more three-dimensional, and also because I'm going to leave my envelope white, because this envelope is going to be a white envelope. I wanted to add a little emphasis to the envelope. So I'm taking my light smoky slate, which is one of my favorite markers to use, and I also like the crumb cake ones as well. So those are two that I really recommend. And I'm taking it, and I'm just going to go along the bottom and the one side, because I'm kind of making a shadow on my envelope to make it pop. And here's another trick too. You can take your color lifter, which basically is an alcohol marker without any pigment in it, and it's going to push away the pigment. And so by kind of coloring right along the edge of that smoky slate that I put down there, that's just going to lighten it up a little bit and kind of spread it out a little bit and just make it really look like a shadow. So another little tip today for you. So hope you enjoyed those tips, and if you're still making cards, get some sent out. There's still a few days before Valentine's Day, and of course you can always hand deliver them as well. So hope those give you some more ideas. Happy crafting!